If you have the nerve to believe that in a puzzling financial world, clarity is king.
Join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and Think Time make a difference. At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
My name is Lydia Callis, and this is Elizabeth Staley. Both of us are interpreters.
Overnight, city EMS crews transported 13 homebound elderly from Zone A residences.
So during Hurricane Sandy, everybody made a big stink about me and my sign language interpreting for Mayor Bloomberg. And one thing that I realized throughout all that is that the general population doesn't know much about deafness or deaf culture or the language. And I think that's why it was such a novelty. I just made sure that I used everything that I knew, and which was putting the words on my mouth and then also signing everything. And that's why it might have seemed very animated to other people that may not know about the language. And but you have to make sure to include that for everybody. That's part of our jobs as interpreters. Really, I received a lot of good responses from people here in New York City that they were able to, that they felt more involved and they felt like the city really cared about their safety during that time. I come from 3 generations of deaf family, and I'm an only hearing person, so it's very important for me to continue using the language on an everyday basis. Growing up in a deaf family, it definitely was unique, to say the very least. It was my culture. It was what I learned, and I would, even to the point where we would be silent for days because we would just communicate with each other through sign language. So it was a big responsibility, a huge role in my life was to be their interpreter, and I didn't mind it. It gave me a purpose in life, and I really enjoyed it, actually. Our job as an interpreter is to express the intent and the spirit of the speaker. So right now, yes, Beth is her own being right next to me, but she's actually interpreting for me. So she has to show the way that I represent myself through her interpretation. And so, for example, if I was really boring and just talking like a monotone way and not really excited about anything, she represents that in her sign. You can see that personality through the way that she's signing. But when I'm myself and I'm just, you know, the upbeat kind of personality that I have, you can see the difference now with her signing style. And that's the way that we're supposed to be with every person. We can't portray something that they're not. One thing that I've noticed that hearing people look at deaf people really as they have a disability, and that they can't do things that the everyday hearing person can do, but they can. They can do everything that they can. They just don't do it through a spoken language. And I noticed that people have a hard time disconnecting from that. They really think that they are disabled, but they're not. They can do anything that they want to. But all in all, I think it just shows that hearing people need to try to include deaf people more in their daily events and daily life things that they do, and even going out and learning the language, because as I said before, so many people look at it as like a disability that they can't do something, but they can, and it would just be great to be able to learn this beautiful language that is silent.
If you have the nerve to believe your financial advisor.
I watched the HBO movie. What did you think about Claire Danes?
They did a fabulous job with that.
Mm-hmm.